Mitsubishi Delica water pump installation video. This is part number 2 of the series water pump replacement. How to replace the water pump on Mitsubishi Delica equipped with a 440 2.8 liters diesel engine. I have all my tools ready. Have all diagrams, as you can see. That's a Delica manual. I have all torque specs, all parts we have to put back. This is new pump. I got it as a replacement. There's the original one. We'll compare them, see what's different. Yeah, as you can see, nice and shiny, and it came with a rubber o-ring. We're going to use that. We don't need the box. It's going into the recycling. Yeah, as usual on this channel, we don't do it fast. We cover every single detail to make it easy to replicate. Yeah, if you have to replace the water pump on your Mitsubishi Delica, without further ado, let's get started. Here we go. This is a replacement pump I found online. I got it from Amazon. Water pump assembly kit. Yeah, it's all for Mitsubishi 440 diesel engine. You can find many of them online. They're still available. Yeah, this is a pump we removed in part number 1. And main thing, we have to check, make sure our shaft pulley diameter is the same, and as you can see, it fits, because this pump is also used on some Caterpillar excavators, Case IH tractors. Could be different sizes. Alright, GMB Japan M57. This is original pump, 8 months of 220. It's 2009. Yeah, I don't think it's an original Mitsubishi one, most likely not. As you can see, there's a steel rubber o-ring, yeah, and some silicone gasket maker, and it looks pretty rough. A little bit of corrosion, and yeah, but it didn't leak from the mating surfaces. It leaked from the seal. There's a whipping hole, and that when seal fails, it will start whipping coolant from that hole, telling you that time to replace the pump. Here we go. There's a rubber o-ring, no any sealant applied according to the manual, and a pump bolts, and yeah, all torque specs. We'll get to that a bit later, and we're also going to prepare everything for the installation. We only remove the pump in the previous video. Okay, let's pull that rag. We place it there. Make sure no dirt, no any debris will get inside the coolant system. And let's inspect the condition of the surface. We can see still some gasket maker is remaining, that gray one, and some corrosion and oxidation around the housing that needs to be cleaned up to provide a good sealing surface. Otherwise we'll end up with the leaks. Okay, going to scrape that old sealant with a plastic card. Any plastic card will work. We don't want to scratch the aluminum housing. Preparation is one of the most important parts of any assembly. Preparing the surfaces, doing the cleanup to end up with an expected result. We don't want to do the same job twice due to some dirt and poor seal. Yeah, I'm carefully taking that sealant off, and this is a brass wire brush. It's not metal, it's not going to scratch the surface. I'm carefully removing all that corrosion, oxidation from the surface, and yeah, whatever left on that gasket. Yeah, make sure we're all clean. As you can see, quite a bit of material came off. Alright, next, time for pressurized air. I'm using the air compressor to blow out all the dirt, dust, and also clean the bolt holes. Make sure there's no any remaining sealant or any debris inside the threads. And yeah, everything what we had cleaned off the surface. Now it has to go far from the housing. Take your time, no rush, there's no sprinting, do the quality job, do it correctly. As you can see, I'm blowing out the threads, make sure there's no any debris inside. It will help us to make bolts go easy. Guys, if you have any comments, questions, critiques, suggestions, recommendations, concerns, put everything down in the comment section below under the video. Appreciated that. Let's clean the pulley as well. As you can see, a little bit of dust and round grind build up inside the pulley. Yeah, let's just blow everything, keep it clean. That's the best way to do it. Okay, time for the parts brake cleaner. I'm going to just spray a little bit on a rag, and next we're going to wipe the surface with the brake clean. If any residue, any grease or oil or coolant still might have some left on the surface, I mean that oily film, we need to remove it and keep it clean. As you can see, it's pretty good now. We'll go and check it out. And if you're not a subscriber and you like Mitsubishi Delica, go and subscribe to the channel. Well, looks pretty clean, but I see a little bit oxidation still, and surface is pitted a little bit. It's 1994 Mitsubishi Delica. Well, let's blow it out, whatever's might be left. I think we have a good chances to seal this surface. Now, I think as clean as that can be, and you see a little roughness around the upper portion of the pump. Well, we don't have to take a chance. Make sure that rubber o-ring will seal it properly. Yeah, let's see what we have here. And our pump has a nice clean machine aluminum surface. That's where our rubber o-ring will go to provide the good contact seal with the engine. Alright, well, I'm thinking I will carefully apply a little bit of gasket maker around outside edge of the water pump, just in case, to provide extra seal and avoid any possible leaks. And to me it looks like that surface won't get good seal just using the rubber o-ring. Okay, same way we have to clean our water pump bolts. Wire brush to help us. Clean threads are essential for easy, good quality assembly. As you can see, this bottom bolt is pretty corroded, and I also cleaning around the bolt head, because a little bit of rust and debris under the head of the bolt will provide some poor contact, and over time that bolt will get loose and pump might start leaking. Okay, a little bit of sprinkle wash with the brake clean and compressed air to blow it out everything what's remaining. Yeah, guys, if you like the video, if it's helpful, informational, educational, or just fun to watch, put a thumbs up. Right, RTV black silicone gasket maker, good for petroleum products to use, and that's what I'm going to apply. Let's just set up our nozzle. We don't need much, and we're only going to put a little bit on the outside edge. As you can see, I will speed up the process. If you have a clean, nice, not pitted surface, you don't have to do it. According to the Mitsubishi Delica 440 shop repair manual, there shouldn't be any sealant. I'm not going to put a sealant on a rubber o-ring, only on outside edge, as you can see way I'm doing, and I'm carefully spreading it, creating a nice thin layer. I don't want any extra sealant squeeze inside the water pump cavity and end up in the cooling system. Okay, now I'm putting my rubber o-ring. Looks pretty good, and light touch of anti-seized to the bolt threads. It will help, trust me. Okay, let's go back to the engine. Let's put it on. Try not to touch anything with the mating surface of the water pump. Keep it clean. All right, 2 ears up, line up with the upper holes, get the pump in its design original place when you're lining up, and time to get your first bolt ready. Press it against the engine with one hand, and see, it only will go one way. You don't want to wander around with it, and place your first bolt. I start with the right one at the top, couple threads, and I'm going to put a second one at the top as well. Just a couple threads to keep the bolts inside, and now I'm just running those bolts all the way in, just by hand. No wrenches at the moment, and we won't just have a touch contact. And I'm putting my third bolt, same way, and I'm screwing my upper one and our fourth bolt right at the AC compressor belt. Cannot reach it with my fingers, I have to use it as socket, deep socket on it. And yeah, you got an idea. Okay, I'm running that bolt in. It's a very important part not to tie them right away, and we're going to tie them on a cross pattern, one step at a time. I'm just lightly tightening them, and the torque specs for those bolts is, as you can see, the bolt. Let's get in through the water pump housing, a bolt for the pulley and for the fan, and if you foot-pounds of torque, it's a 17. And let's take a look on our torque specification chart. And water pump bolt, it's all 24 Newton meters, or 17 foot-pounds of torque. Yeah, very light torque, you don't need to go crazy. And we're going to use the torque wrench, and this is a 12 millimeters. I'm going to use a 1/4-inch ratchet, and we'll go on a cross pattern and tie them up. First, I want to get a contact when bolt will stop turning when I ratcheting lightly. I don't want to force it, and then we'll go and torque it. That will provide a proper torque distribution force to the surface, and it will get clamped evenly. You can see it doesn't take long. Just tighten it until it stops, and that's what we're doing. This video is only for demonstration, how I do it, what works for me. And after working on a big 30-ton excavators, bulldozers, forestry equipment, working on my Delica, it's just like eating a dessert. So easy, so light. Okay, my tiny torque wrench is set and ready, and now I'm going to torque those water pump bolts on a cross pattern. Yeah, bottom one, it's pretty straightforward. Here we go, you got it. Now time to put a pulley. Everything's clean. Have my bolts and our connecting plate for the fan, and I like to follow the same pattern we removed. same way we're putting it back. Someone will tell it's not necessary, I know, but I always assemble parts way they came. Here we go. Yeah, as you can see, same torque specifications, 24 Newton meters, 17 foot-pounds of torque for the water pump pulley. Yeah, auto cooling fan coupling plate. Yeah, that's one. That will next will mount our fan. I do the videos and cover every single details, like going to the restaurant and dining in the restaurant. When you're no rush, you take your time and do the quality job and don't miss anything. But we have to speed up a little bit because we might have some rain and we're working outside. Okay, I line it up an upper hole to keep it up to 12 degrees. You will just see in a few seconds why. And now here's our water pump pulley. Same way I line up the hole in the pulley, it will be much easier to fish that hole on a flange of the water pump to line up the pulley and a coupling plate. There's a time for our coupling plate of the water pump, and see the red dot on the right when you look from the back of the vehicle. That's what I'm saying. And now it's all still loose. Try not to knock off that pulley. Two hands preferred. Alright, let's just get that coupling plate over the shaft. Alright, that looks like it's a way to go. Here we go. Alright, now I have a bent screwdriver. You can see very helpful to line up the holes. Use it as a hole punch. And now we all straight and put in our first bolt to have some bite on the threads. If you lightly touch it, it will fall off from the shaft. It happened to me before. Okay, I'm starting the first bolt. Just couple threads to get it in place. Here we go. Now it won't fall apart. Second bolt, and I'm going to put the rest of the bolts, and we'll get to the point when we have to torque it. I will show you how to prevent that pulley from turning. Yeah, okay, now I'm using a 12mm socket, and I'm just driving those bolts in. 12mm wrench is actually ratchet wrench is much more convenient because it takes less space. Okay, as you can see, everything just started. Okay. Going to tight those bolts. There's not much room for the torque wrench, and in this situation I will go by feeling. 17 foot-pounds of torque, it's very light, but it needs to be tight. Okay, going to do the cross pattern, same as we did for the pump bolts. Yeah, take your time, no rush, all will be good. Yeah, if you like Mitsubishi Delicas, you're welcome to the channel. That's why you see the Delicas here, because I like them as well. Alright, not much room for the torque wrench, as I said, not necessary honestly. We'll use just ratchet wrench, and my favorite Mastercraft pry bar. We still have those two bolts on the coupling plate. We put them when we were removing the water pump. I still have them, and just grabbing one bolt, prying it out, and tightening the bolt down below. Very easy, very straightforward, simple as it can be, and it works. There's a million ways to do the same thing. One way is better than another, but let me know what works for you. I believe there's a special tools for it, but we don't need it. And we're rotating the pulley 180 degrees to the opposite bolt, and we'll repeat the pattern until those bolts are tell you when it stops. You go good quarter turn and it will be roughly enough. Yeah, you will feel it. You don't want to get them loose if you under torque them, but yeah, it's pretty easy. 17 foot-pounds of torque is not that hard to do by hand if you work on the vehicles. Okay, we'll finish that, and voila, check it out. Pump is there, pulley is installed, coupling plate for the cooling fan is there. I'm going to remove those bolts. We don't need them. We have to put a fan back. Yeah, we're taking them off. Alright, tools are coming back to the bench. Assembly is usually much easier than disassembly, and now time to put our alternator coolant fan belts back before putting the fan. We place those belts just aside. Let's get them on a water pump pulley over the grooves. There is an inner and outer belt. Perfect time to replace them if you have to, but my belts are so far in good shape. We'll use them for a little bit longer. And some cracks across the belt is allowed. Shouldn't be any missing sections or splits along with the belt. Okay, I have my belt over the water pump pulley on the alternator. Let's go under the Delica and see how it looks on the harmonic balancer crankshaft pulley. And it's all looks sweet. It's all in place. We have tons of slack. Now we have to set a tension. Okay, as you can see, we have to pry the alternator outwards away from the engine. But before doing that, let's clean the alternator tensioner adjustment bolt. It's rusty. Let's just run it through the threads back and forth. It's easy when it's in a vise instead of doing it on the vehicle. You will thank me later. Yeah, like that. Let's see all that dust. That's a rust. Okay, let's wash it with our favorite brake clean. There we go. Nice and clean. Almost ready to put back. I have a little bit of touch of anti-seize on the locker bolt, and I'm going to apply a little bit of anti-seize under the head of the adjustment bolt. You will see why. And if you're a little bit out of adjustment, that really saves your day. So makes your ratcheting easy. Okay, you can apply a little bit of grease if you want, but anti-seize is much better. Okay, let's just push our alternator in slightly to get better access to the bracket bolt. Try to kind of fit it in between that thermostat hose and the belts. There's a slot and a threaded hole in the alternator. There's a slotted bracket down out and the hole. You will see all of that after we're done. Okay, just try to fit that locker bolt first, and then place the adjustment bolt over the bracket slot and get it slide in. There you go. Push that square all the way into the alternator, and I'm going to shorten the bolt just enough to slide into the alternator bracket adjustment slot. You will see it. Will change my camera angle. Here we go. And that's how it will get adjusted. That's anti-seize will help to reduce the friction and make the adjustment process overall much easier. Yeah, unfortunately, it's an old school technologies. When you have two belts, two tensioners, there's no automatic tensioner. You have to kind of do it manually. Oh, that's the way it is. And you set a tension, it stays there. Alright, I'm just tightening locker bolt until it just stops by hand. We don't need to tight it, just enough to take that play off the bolt. Yeah, as you can see, all there, getting tighter. And back to the manual, V-belt adjustment. Here we go. And if you push in between the alternator and the water pump pulley, and as you can see, at midpoint, the deflection should be at 22 foot-pounds. That's much. Push the belt 5, and they show you roughly how it will flex. And well, you can have a visual idea. And we have to get alternator outwards away from the engine and set the tension on the belt. It will speed up the process. And yeah, as you can see, it's getting there. And yeah, just go by feeling. Here we go. That's just about right. Make sure the belts are not over tightening, like not rock hard. Otherwise, it will wear the bearings fast, and most likely your alternator bearing will fail prematurely, and too much stress on the belts. And now I'm tightening the lock bolt. Make sure we have those settings tight. Okay, that bolt is tightened, and remember we still have one bolt on the bottom of the alternator. We loosen when we're releasing the tension. We have to tie that guy. Yeah, this is a view. Try to get camera there. Sure you can see it. All right, and I have 17 millimeters stubby wrench. Yeah, we have to tighten that bolt, otherwise that nut will come off and will get lost, and most likely that bolt will come out and we'll lose the tension. That's not good. Yeah, and this is pretty simple, straightforward repair. Nothing extraordinary. Yeah, if you have any questions about your Delica, let me know if I can help you in the comment section below. If I don't know, we'll figure it out and learn from each other. Is the beauty of YouTube. Okay, yeah, time for our fan. Right, the nuts are clean. You can use a blue Loctite as well, and we torque them to 17 foot-pounds of torque. Right, here's a clean nuts, and I'm going to put that fan back. Well, we're making progress, that's for sure. Okay, let's get our fan into slots. Here we go. And yeah, let's start the first one. Just keep it in place because it always wants to fall off. Well guys, thank you so much for your time watching this video. I appreciated that. Yeah, domo arigato gozaimasu. Thank you so much. Okay, as you can see, I have one nut already started. No, two, sorry. And I'm using 12 millimeters, holder 12, and I'm rotating the fan to get access to my next bolt. They're slowly tightening, and let's get to the third stud where we have to put a nut, and we have a force coming up, and then after that we're going to put our coolant back. Yeah. Okay, starting by hand, easy. Yeah, it's perfect time if you have to replace the fan. Check the thermal clutch. If it's dirty, clean it. Mine is good. Yeah. Okay, one more. It never ends. I have 4. There we go. Yeah. See, clean threads, easy assembly. I found disassembly takes me usually twice longer, double time. Assembly usually goes butter smooth, even on big equipment, heavy duty, more serious repairs. It kinda cream and butter, easy, then taking it apart. Here we go. All right, speed forward, and we're using the same pry bar to hold in the pulley from turning, and I'm tightening those nuts. Yeah, we'll go on a cross pattern as usual to do the equal clamping force distribution and make sure it stays tight and won't come loose. You don't want that fan come loose and make a hole in your radiator and lose the coolant and overheat. That's the last thing you want to happen. Mitsubishi belt. Yeah. Here we go. 1585 RECMS. There's a part number. Yeah, helpful basic tools. Alright, more tools are put in the side. Most of the parts are in, and we still have to finish the repair. Yeah, that's the thing. It's never fully done. Now the intercooler parts, intercooler itself. I will forward the process, how to install the intercooler back, and don't forget to remove those plugs. Everything's in place. Remember, we place in the turbocharger pipes to block the access. For any ants, insects, bugs, and dirt, rodents, actually they like to make nests under the hood, and the skid plates. Okay, everything's back in place, and if you need to know more how to install the intercooler, or put a glow plug removal replacement video, and I will show you everything in detail. Go check it out. At the end of the video, as you can see, everything's connected, all put together. It's pretty easy, pretty self-explanatory. Drain cock, the radiator plug you have to put back, because next step will be coolant filled up. Okay, let's put that thing back in place. We'll remove it. All right. Yeah, that is not original radiator hose clamp. That means our radiator is not original, I believe. We'll just see it. And yeah, tied it up. No tools needed. When it stops, push it, tight it. That's it. There's a rubber o-ring, won't leak. Okay, according to the production print, this radiator was made on July 28th, 29th, 2010. It means it was replaced. Yeah, that's it. This Delica came to Canada in 2012. Well, we have 2009 water pump and 2010 radiator. That's when they were manufactured, but they possibly were replaced in Japan, Nippon, or replaced in Canada when vehicle arrived and parts were manufactured back in those 2009-2010 years. Okay, coolant. We're back to the expansion reservoir. There's a high and low marks. I'm going to put a coolant. I should probably make an entire video how to bleed the air from the coolant system on 440 Mitsubishi Delica, but for now I'm going to put the coolant up to the high mark. I will turn the heat to the maximum position, your rear and the front heater core at the cab. Wait until the engine warms up to the operating temperature, thermostat opens, keep that cap off and get all that air purged through the system out to the expansion tank, and that way you have no air, you'll have good heat, good cooling, and when vehicle cools down, checked the level again, checked for leaks of course, and topped it up to the medium maximum mark. Okay, let's fire it up. Here we go. Alright. Let's crank it. And we're back running. The vehicle has been sitting for a little while. It's around +2, +4 degrees Celsius. Yeah, we're running. Let the coolant to circulate through the system. Remember, our engine is cold, thermostat is closed, and we have to wait till it warms up. Purge the entire coolant system, let it cool down, top it up to the maximum mark. That's what I'm going to do. And yeah, check for leaks, put those skid plates back, and we'll be good to go, like new. Thank you so much, guys. Domo arigato gozaimasu again for your time watching this video. If you have any questions, put them down in the comment section below. Keep your Delica on the road. Take care. See you next time.